What's up?
This is Confessions of a Co-Parent, the podcast where we get real about parenthood and navigating life after love. We are the Co-Parent Goals.
I'm Cedric.
And I am Devorah.
And each and every episode, we're coming in strong. We're giving you all the raw and uncut, all about co-parenting.
And of course, your anonymous confessions. This is Confessions of a Co-Parent. Let's get it. All right, so we just completed
season.
Well, we've reached the end of our season.
Yeah.
The first season of relaunching, coming back.
Relaunch, rebrand.
Years and years and years and
back
years.
and better than ever.
Years of us talking and talking and talking and talking and talking, and here we are.
How long have we had the platform? 4?
Since 2019.
Wow.
So here we are. I do feel like there's a shift. There's a pivot. I feel like there's more clarity here. So I like where this is going. I'm
and
excited.
Structure.
Yeah, I love the direction. I love the conversations that we've had over the past few episodes, and I think that it's dope to like that we can still sit here and just talk about the same stuff that we talked about in 2019, but have completely different revelations, and it leads to a different takeaway or a different conversation.
It's the same stuff, but different flavor.
What's going on with you?
What?
Let me get the Lysol.
Oh, yeah.
Producer.
Yeah. Can you not go up here? But seriously, it is pretty dope to see the growth that we've had over the last 6 years.
You remember when we first started working with Bakira, and she was like, she was coaching us, and she had somebody come in that she knew to coach us on talking to each other.
Yeah.
Because I had
Triggers.
so much passion, which I still am a very passionate speaker.
But now you think before you speak.
First of all, I always thought before I spoke.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
But the difference is that, like, so what she was saying was like, I wouldn't let you talk, but there was a lot to say. And that was a lot of the first times of us having those conversations. So it's like, whew, years and years later, now that I got all of that out, take the mic. Why don't
that's how it is now. But I'd be like,
But you be cutting me off all the time.
No, I don't.
You just did it. Exactly. And, this is what it is. And that's why I had to say, stop calling me out every time.
You cut me off?
Yeah, because you cut me off too. But
okay.
Anyway, here we are.
Well, Season 1 was amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot more in store, and I think the direction in terms of which we're going, and the beautiful part about what we're doing now is that we're growing with the podcast.
With people.
Yeah, and with people. And we're only getting bigger and better. Bigger and better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Why you do that?
Because I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh. She said,
be quiet.
Absolutely.
But no, I was just when
funny.
You said we're doing it with the podcast, we're doing it with the people. So we actually are building out the space to invite people along for the ride. And so it's not just our voices, it's other people's voices and their stories and their confessions. And so that's why we named this Confessions of a Co-Parent, because that's essentially what this is.
And soon we're about to have a house to do our podcasting in. Big news.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, that's one reason why I was grinding. But the objective, honestly, was to be done by end of year. But I hit a few hiccups. But we're gonna have a house to shoot our podcast stuff.
New information.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
So bigger and better, but I mean, it's gonna be like our production space. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like we got a lot of stuff in store. Like, I don't want to say a lot of stuff, but like we do got a lot of good stuff in store.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to wrap this up, because we are heavy on the confessions of a co-parent, we want to hear from y'all. We're going to do something. We're going to do a little twist, and we want to do a quick game before we hit some confessions of a co-parent.
Rapid fire.
We're going to do a round of this and that. Okay, so someone's going to ask us the questions behind the scenes, and because we don't know what they are. So me and Cedric are going to answer our choices, and feel free to answer them on yours or tell us like your favorite or whatever. But let's play.
Let's go.
We get to play games because I don't play games a lot.
Whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever.
Who got time for that? You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me.
All right. First one. Are you doing a petty response or taking the high road?
High road.
Petty.
Are we sharing the Netflix login or changing the password?
Sharing.
Sharing.
Are we keeping the receipts or letting it go?
Keeping the receipts.
Letting it go.
Ooh. Okay.
I don't have time for that.
Okay.
I just won't speak to you again.
All right.
Goodbye.
Vacationing together as a co-parent unit. Is that doable or delusional?
Doable.
Doable.
Drop-offs, are they at your house or a neutral location? And think of this as in an instance if y'all were not in a good space.
Neutral location.
Neutral location. If we were not in a good space, then
Okay.
we would. That's what we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
New partner meeting the kids early or waiting it out?
Waiting it out.
I'm open.
That's not even.
Who has time to waste?
That wasn't even an option. She
You
just
might
lost.
not even get to meet my kids in 2 years.
Therapy or group chat venting?
Therapy, 100%.
Definitely, and I'll even say group therapy too. I'm open. Not group chat venting. I don't think venting is productive.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of miserable people send bad information. Next one.
Being the fun parent or the disciplinarian?
Disciplinarian. Ain't got time to be fun no more.
Baby.
Hey.
We can play later.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't got time.
Play games.
Back in the day, I wanted to be the good. No, I'm the disciplinarian. Come on.
All day.
Next question.
Would you rather send a shady text to your co-parent or accidentally send it to the group chat?
Dang, that's petty.
I'm not
both.
doing either.
Yeah, that's petty.
I'm not doing it.
Boy, that shows we grown. Because I know it wasn't an option, but I ain't got time for neither one.
I don't even allow group chats in my friend groups.
Yeah. I ain't even got no friends. So I'm going to who I'm reaching out to.
Right.
Next question.
Would you rather deal with your kids' attitude or your co-parent's attitude?
Neither. I don't. Like kids or.
Your kids.
Man, these are some good questions.
I would deal with my co-parents because his attitude ain't that horrible. Now Christian, I ain't trying to deal. I don't deal with attitudes when it comes to kids. So there's just not even. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I'd rather deal with hers because like after I'll be like, look, man, we ain't, but yeah. Next question.
Would you rather your child tell your co-parent all your business or your co-parent's family all your business?
The child
Yes.
is telling either the co-parent or my family.
Yes. Like, yeah.
My family. No, who? Hold on.
Like your business to his family, his business to your family, but not y'all. Or
to my co-parents' family.
Yeah.
Not my mom and dad.
Right.
Kind of like Christian telling Ashley and my mom and all that stuff.
Who I would rather him tell Cedric, for sure. Because
Really?
not even but yeah.
Oh, because you don't want your parents.
No, Christian would tell your mom. Because
Yeah.
your mom would judge me for sure. And
Correct.
we could have a conversation about whatever he say to you later. I'm not going to talk to your mom or even probably have the opportunity to
That's what you're
explain.
saying. Yeah, yes.
She going to take whatever
That's a good way to think about it.
is and go with it. And I wouldn't have any room to be like, oh, Christian didn't mean that.
Yeah.
Or,
I would do the same.
oh, no.
Yeah, I'd do the same. Yeah. Next question.
Would you rather get a text from your co-parent's mom or their new partner?
Mom.
But honestly,
like, dog, why are you texting me? Don't text me, dog.
I'm open to both.
Don't text me.
I'm open to both.
Don't text me.
What is the hostility? So aggressive.
You sound like Karen.
So aggressive.
Let me cross my legs again so I don't.
Her name is not Karen, it's Kim.
Kim?
Kim.
Okay. So, please don't call me. Next question.
Don't do that because when I get a man, he gonna contact you and y'all gonna be friends.
Yeah, that's fine, but this is upon initial contact, right? Like this is me not even having a conversation with him. Like everything should go through you, and then you should set up the proper formal meeting.
Thank you for clarifying.
Of course. Next question.
Would you rather share your kids' sports weekends or trade off every other game?
Share.
Trade off. I don't need to be there.
How horrible.
Enjoy. If you would want to go to every one, I would love to just be at Target while you at the football games and stuff.
All right.
Send me the pictures.
Next question.
Send me the results.
Send me the videos.
Send me a picture of the scoreboard.
Did they win?
I'll see him at the house. Did you win, buddy?
Would you rather forgive and move on or hold that grudge forever?
Forgive and move on.
Moving on.
I ain't got time for that.
That's too stressful.
Like the older you get, like you realize, like sometimes you could get over stuff and then completely remove yourself from that person or situation, and you're good. I ain't got time to hold grudges no more. But I won't forget now. I won't forget.
Okay, well then you holding.
No. Next question.
Last one. Would you rather argue through text or have one awkward in-person talk?
One awkward in-person text.
And it ain't gotta be awkward. It's only awkward because if we make it that way, it can be hard, but it ain't gotta be awkward.
This is a new
Like
D.
people are awkward because they choose to be. Like it
That's
ain't
true.
gotta be like that.
And people choose drama over just peace.
People are uncomfortable with having difficult conversations, and that's why we're here.
That's true.
Because these
I love them. I love them. And again, that's something else. We have grown tremendously, and you're going to continue to see growth from season 1, season 2, season 3, and so on. No, I'm good. That was fun. Like that was fun.
I loved it. I think it was great. I think we should do more of those.
For sure.
And I was a little nervous to even talk at the beginning. I was like just trying to say yes or no. You know what I'm saying?
But then you got warmed up.
No, and then you started saying stuff, and I was like, oh, we can explain. Oh, he's taking up time to explain. Let me do that too.
Well, I don't think it was tailored for the yes no. Like you got to add a little bit of context.
Well, you don't have to. You just did, but that's great.
All right, y'all. That was rapid fire.
Self-control.
Now we want to get into the confessions. What we got today, D?
Number 1. Oh, we get several today. Okay, just because this is like the last one of the season. Okay, fun. I'm 37. Been dating my girlfriend for about a year, and she has 2 kids. Her co-parents and I are cool, respectful, no drama, but I still feel like an outsider sometimes. I love those kids like my own, but I also don't want to overstep. The oldest called me Pops the other day, and it caught me off guard. I didn't know if I should correct her or just let it happen. I'm proud she feels close to me, but I don't want to make her dad feel disrespected either. How do you find your place without crossing lines? You scratching your eyebrow.
Pops. I mean, so depending on the relationship that he has with the real father, I think a mature guy would say, like, what would you be okay with your daughter calling me? Because, like, would she say that in front of her real dad? And if not, I don't think it even matters.
But what if she would?
Then that conversation needs to happen between the father. Like, hey, man, like, I'm stepping in as X, Y, and Z. Like, how would you feel? Or I noticed that Susan said, call me Pops. I mean, how you feel about that? Something like that. But, I mean, in a perfect world, that's how it should go. But it probably won't go like that. But if she said that, obviously she feels comfortable. And I don't know. I just think conversation needs to have.
Yeah, I think it goes. Yeah, I was just gonna say that. I think it goes back to being comfortable with having hard conversations. That can be a space of discomfort, and it can be uncomfortable to know that your daughter called someone else this, like your title essentially.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
It's like to be able to say to another black man, or assuming that they're black, another man or another father, or maybe he's not a father, but another person, male. This made me feel some type of way. Yeah. Like, you know, because maybe the co-parent, or I'm sorry, maybe the significant other isn't the person to initiate the conversation. Maybe the father has to initiate the conversation, and it doesn't have to be ego involved. It doesn't have to be like an assumption. You don't have to go in like this. You can literally say, if we're able to be vulnerable and have hard conversations and say, you know, Susan did reference you. She came home and she called you Pops the other day, and you know, I just want to let you know that made me feel uncomfortable. And you know, can you tell me a little bit more about that, or just forwardly say, you know, I'm sure that, you know, because they're good. It looks like per this conversation, so it looks like, you know,
the father and the daughter.
No, the father and the boyfriend or the significant other. It looks like they have a decent relationship. Yeah. So it's like, you know, I know there's no harm intended there, but I just would prefer if she would just only call me that.
Yeah.
Is that, are you good with that?
Yeah.
And da da da. Oh yeah, no, bro, I understand. Da 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 da. Whatever. It could literally look like that.
If it did, that would be beautiful.
It could literally look like that.
Or it could look like, what the, you know what I'm saying? What you, so either or. But
Don't have that around my child.
Exactly.
Da 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 da. And now, but it's like, what are the chances of him not being around if the mom is dating him? Like, we have to be realistic here.
yeah. No, I agree 100%.
Like, controlling the things that you can control. And even if, let's say that the child was younger, sometimes those are things that we can't control. Maybe the child could just be learning how to talk. So are you going to discipline the child every time he or she accidentally calls this person their father or whatever?
Or bonding, like smaller kids will bond faster with really a woman or a man.
Right.
Like they'll bond quick with them. So, I mean, again, if they're not in a situation where they're forced to have to be co-parents, obviously I recommend people trying to make it work. But if they're already in the situation like this guy mentioned here, I mean, you just have a conversation, because you don't want to disrespect the main father and then cause issues and all this other stuff. So it's a conversation.
But also, it's like we have to remove the
the emotion.
Yes, but like disassociating the disrespect or lack thereof. Because even if this child called someone else pops or father or even mother, if it was a woman, it doesn't mean that significant other is attempting to disrespect you as a father, even if this is happening.
Correct.
And we are assuming the position. We're already taking that on before we even have the conversation that this man intended to disrespect me, but we can't. And if we can stop, have a conversation. Now, if you have the conversation, he was like, yeah, I told her to say that. Then that's when we cross the line.
Yeah, I told her to say that.
Yeah. Then it did something else. And I'm going to handle that accordingly.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's disrespectful. To tell another child to say that. Now, if the child naturally does that,
yeah, then
we're talking about two different things. We're talking about patience and just clarity and conversation. That's it. Now, when you telling my child to call, like,
yeah, it's time. We
you know what I'm
it's
saying?
better be some black eye. I mean, we don't condone violence.
We don't
at
do
all,
that
at all.
We don't do that, but we definitely gonna have a conversation.
Of course. Hey, bruh,
Hey, shawty.
type stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So I think that's good. So moving on. Confession number 2.
That's good. Let's go.
I used to argue about everything. Schedules, bedtimes, homework, you name it. But somewhere along the line, I just stopped. Not because everything's fixed, but because I got tired. I learned to pick my battles. But sometimes I wonder if I gave up too much. I don't chase updates. I don't ask questions. I just do my part and keep it moving. Is that peace or just distance?
Both. She's distancing herself. He or she, they're distancing herself.
Say
Which-
that.
No, I'm saying
Say it one more time.
distancing.
Okay.
He or she is distancing
All right.
themselves.
Good.
Because they think that they're creating a level of peace, but it's causing a lot of separation, which is not good. But I think it's both. I don't think it's one or the other.
Or could they be distancing themselves because they don't feel welcome? They don't feel like there's a space. They don't have a space to insert themselves.
100%.
Another parent is taking a lot more control than the other person.
100%, but it's still both. I don't think it's one or the other. I think it's like they're doing both. Yeah.
I just do my part and keep it moving. Is that peace or just distance? Yeah.
I think it's both.
Yeah. I don't think that, I don't know. It's a hard conversation because I think sometimes, like a lot of fathers, I feel like and mothers too, I see this, they don't want to create drama or chaos, or they don't want to ruffle feathers.
Yeah.
So they just be quiet.
That's
and
how
you
you
said
should
this
be.
to me
Yeah.
too before. But even though you felt like I will argue with you, there still was always room for you to say your piece, whether it was welcomed or not.
Sometimes.
Because as a father, even as a parent, you have that right.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes it's gonna be like choosing, like the conversation of choosing your battles. Like, do I have the energy for this, or is this even worth it? And I think sometimes people get weighted down and get tired, and they're
Correct.
like,
I feel like,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna fight this.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna keep. She don't want me to be a part of the child's life. Then I'll just pay and just leave it, and they'll have to figure it out in the back end or whatever.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
That's reality
sad.
too.
It is, but it's sad.
I agree. It's just very difficult just thinking about all the stuff that people actually deal with in the different scenarios. And if most people co-parenting split is not healthy. So like what
Because
this person,
they said,
it sounds like they're fed up.
I used to argue about everything: schedules, bedtimes, homework, you name it. And that could be a mom too. Because it's like, I'm telling you, hey, like, what are you doing at your house? We need to get on the same schedule. We need to do this. But then it's like, if you keep asking and then you just don't get, it doesn't matter. So then you shut down.
It sounds like they're fed up.
You just shut down. And sometimes, like, I think that it's great to advocate for yourself, but you do get to that point where it's like, this is not worth my energy. I'm not getting any different results. And so this is just something that I'm going to have to just accept that this is how it is. And
I agree.
And I don't think that that's a horrible choice.
I almost did that.
Peace for you. But if it's not helpful to your child, like if you saying something to the other parent, it ruffles feathers, but it also gives you access to your child and incorporates you into your child's life. I think that that's worth the fight, even when it gets exhausting.
I agree.
Because if it didn't matter, I think that, sure, be quiet on it. Don't worry about it. But that's too costly to me.
Yeah.
To just
sit back and just allow something to happen.
Just because, like, I would fight to the detriment of whatever, because I'm not gonna quit. All I can do is try. Yeah. That's what I would do personally. And I think, like, again, choosing your battles, like maybe I won't argue about the schedules, but when it comes, I mean, that schedules is time, like when I'm getting to see my child and stuff, like.
Back in the day, I would have did like what she said, distance and peace. But now it's like I'll insert myself and do more and be more proactive.
Yeah, because you might be creating peace for yourself, but it's like, what peace is it? And it might be more peaceful for the child too, because the parents aren't arguing, but is it like long term too? Is this thing gonna matter?
Yeah.
Is this affecting something that's gonna be affected in the future?
Yeah.
Like.
No, that's true. That's a good way to look at it too.
Yeah.
Very good way.
Okay. Cool beans. Moving right along. The last confession from a co-parent. Here we go. I am a 34-year-old mom, and me and my co-parent are finally in a good groove, but my mouth almost messed it up. So we have a family group chat for our kids' updates, me, him, and our moms. Ooh, God, no.
Too many people?
Well, it's too many people. Well, I meant to send a message to my best friend complaining about how he still can't dress our daughter right, and accidentally sent it to the family chat. Whole message, screenshot and all. He didn't say anything right away, but when I dropped our daughter off later, she was wearing the outfit I was talking about with a little extra sparkle. I just said cute shoes and kept it pushing. Moral of the story, double check your group chats, y'all, always.
So she accidentally said something about the father dressing the baby?
Yeah.
And then it got out?
She said it to the group chat.
I'm not big on group chats. I think you should refrain from doing group chats, especially about like your personal life. I just don't believe in it. What do you think?
Yeah, same. Like.
No, you're gonna say something else.
No, I'm trying to think what I want to say. I feel like I agree. I'm not big on group chats either.
It's just messy.
It's exhausting personally, but my family has a group chat. I have a few friends that I'm in group chats with, but we don't use our group chats for that. But I would never be in a group chat with your mom and my mom. Like there would never be a reason for your mom and my mom to ever be in a group chat with all of us, unless it was like if we planning a family trip, or it was Thanksgiving and everybody's coming down, we're trying to figure out plans for Thanksgiving. then that might make sense.
Yeah.
Which is not even likely. But if that would be the only time that I would see, or if we went on vacation and we all needed to know where everybody was, it might just be easier to create a group chat for the trip while we're there. And after that, nobody's going to be in a group chat.
Yeah.
But
she's in the wrong.
Huh?
She's in the wrong.
Ain't no.
You don't talk about your personal business in a damn group chat. That's horrible.
I use a little curse word on the little podcast, honey.
Dang.
We grown, honey. Damn. Period.
You're right.
Okay.
Whatever.
No. Yeah, that was wrong. Cause even like I'm not finna put in my group chat nothing about you.
Yeah.
I'm not finna.
You bet not, cause I don't have time for that.
That I'm just not using my energy for that. It ain't that I can't say something.
Okay, we grow.
Yes.
Oh yeah, okay, all right.
Even now, I can say something. It may not be like how it was in the past, but anybody can say something.
Okay.
Child.
No, but as you can see, there's growth.
Cedric had done picked.
There's been a lot of growth. The growth has been astronomical.
I'm saying, it could be like, y'all, where we going for dinner? I got to drop Christian off to Cedric. He picking him. He gonna keep it for the weekend. That's true.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it ain't. I ain't got nothing bad to say, and I'm not using. I don't put that type of stuff in a group chat. Like, I just don't feel like that about my co-parents. Like, I really don't have anything. Like, I would I just.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm glad we're on the same page about that.
Same here.
Yeah. So.
But like I said, it's all about growth. Like we've grown. We've grown.
What?
No, it's just growth.
What?
Just
What's the growth?
My response on what I just said. And then us basically being able to sit here and have a conversation about certain topics. Because back in the day when we were with Kira, bruh, it was everything. Like I could say something and I could look at you like, uh-oh. Like and then as soon as the camera's in, so. But
like I said, that was a lot of the times that was the first time that we were having those conversations.
Correct.
So that was like not, and we had to
make
rules about one, are people comfortable with the conversation, and then also. Not having the social media be the first time that we're having the conversations, which was like, because we want these conversations to be productive.
Correct. You're right.
Yeah, it's a skill. It's a skill to learn, to know how to have hard conversations.
Hard conversation and effective communication.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We are.
Yep.
And that's why we are the co-parent goals. Not that we're perfect, but this is it. Like this is.
We only getting better, baby. We only getting better.
That's the goal. And we're doing that with Confessions of a Co-Parent podcast. So these are our confessions, and those are y'all's confessions, and we want to hear more of those. We cannot wait to keep hearing from y'all and share some of them and give y'all some feedback, and y'all give us some feedback on some of your stories and your experiences in season 2. So send your stuff, send all of it to our DMs and email us because we want to hear from you.
And also, do not forget, look at us and the podcast on all podcast platforms. Also, log on to YouTube. We'd love for you guys to give us some feedback. Until next time.
Adios.
Peace.